Okay, well, I'm laying out for a new little project here, and it's just one that I've decided to play with. It's been on my plate for quite some time in one rendition or another, and I've got a project coming up where I think I can utilize it beyond what I'm developing it for right now. So I thought I'd share it with you a little bit. I'm going to show you some clips that I shot earlier today about a Atlas accessory that I've got. I've had it for quite some time, and we'll just kind of go through that. I explain what it is and why Atlas developed it and all that good stuff, and then we'll take a look at what I've got here drawn up in Fusion that I'm going to develop a pattern for. And a lot of times I can develop these patterns fairly quickly and easily now as I become more, I want to say more proficient with Fusion 360, but I'm far from being proficient with it yet. So we're still just playing, but I'm getting better at it. And it works really good for a quick 3D print that I'm only going to do one or two of. Anyway, I'll run these clips for you, and part of the reason for doing this too is I'm playing with some new gear. I've got a new microphone I'm playing with here that I don't know that I'm necessarily going to like it, but I'm going to give it a shot. Audio is one of my biggest problems, and part of the problem with that is I've gotten old and deaf. I've been around loud noise too long. So anyway, we're playing with this, and that's as much a test of this microphone as it is anything else. So, and what we're looking at is the wood lathe accessory extension bed, or the extension bed for on the 10-inch lathes, and this was offered as an accessory for turning wood. And what it is just an extension, just like that. It's the bed. I bought this one probably 20 some years ago. This is the crate that it came in, and this would be the original Atlas crate. Now I don't have the lid for it. I didn't get the lid when I got it, but I do have the rest of the box. And this is original. It's got some numbers on here which I haven't tried to decipher, but I'm assuming we've got a 395, looks like a 0, and then there's a series of numbers up above it. But I believe this is the original crate for it. To me, that's part of the history of the part. So whatever stand I mount this on, it will be, I'll incorporate the crate. There'll be a place to store the crate, or it will be a part of the stand or something. But anyway, this was the way it came. They built these for a 6-inch and a 10-inch, I believe. And this one's all original paint. I've got a little bit of staining on the top. I don't have any pitting or anything, but I'm going to clean that up today. We're going to wash this down and clean it up. It's going to be probably my only project today. It has the original mounting bolts in the original bag. We're going to build a stand for it, and I'm going to we're going to cast a set of castings, and these are going to be whatever design I come up with. I want a set of, we're going to call them precision index centers for them, because I want to use them as a set of precision centers as much as I can for Atlas style machines. Now we'll see how in depth we get to it, but I'm going to do a set of aluminum castings for them. One of the basic things is just going to be a set of fixed centers that are there. There'll probably also be a couple more castings that may have some sort of a index head, something that I can use as a set of live centers, maybe something like that. That will develop as it goes along, and I'll show you the reason for that, and it's to build some other tooling. So anyway, it's kind of interesting. Like I say, I've shown it once or twice before in videos early on, and it's one more of those little Atlas accessories. Okay, well, let's take a look at my screen here. I've got Fusion 360 open, and for my little precision centers, why, this is the drawing that I've come up with. And this is what I've been playing with today. It's been cold outside for the most part, for the most part it's been cold. So I've on days like today, I've gotten to where I'm just coming in and sitting at the computer and playing with CAD and CAM stuff and seeing what I can get designed that I'm going to cast later on. So anyway, this is my little rendition for an index center. I'm going to cast up 2 of these, and if we look at them, why they're gonna sit on the bed just like this. The front of the bed is going to be out here. I'm going to use the front edge of the bed and mainly the front bedway as the reference points so that I can measure off of them. So those are the two surfaces that I'm primarily concerned with. Of course, the whole top of the bed, because I want both of these halves to sit flat and be in alignment as much as I can get them. But then for measuring, I plan on using the front bedway, both on the top and the very front of it, as my reference edges. So this is the front. This is what I've come up with the back. Now we're centered up off over the center. If I can get out of here, let's turn this actually straight up perpendicular here. We've got a little over a 5-inch center height, and we're going to put centers in both of these. Is going to be the primary use for this one. There'll be some adaptations of this because I've got some other ideas that I want to use this setup for beyond just measuring with it. So this is going to be our center. Like I say, we're just over 5 inches tall off the top of the bed down here. We're going to have a relatively precision fit in between our bedways and height reference. So what I've done is we're centered up over the center of the bedways. I've done my cutout here so that we've got more clearance on the front for measuring stuff. I may have to shorten this very front edge up just a little bit to gain a little more clearance on that top bedway to measure it, but we'll do that when we machine it. I've left this for clearance, just for operating clearance and to free up the front end of it, and we'll put a hole right down through the center where we've got here to clamp it to the bed. So there will be a hole in here, and I don't know how I'll affix it, whether we'll use some sort of a offset clamp, probably an Atlas style, whether maybe very much like the overarm supports take and all the lock handles take on the Atlas machines. Maybe something along those lines is probably what it will be. And then we've just got clearance up front so that we can clamp down on the front easily by hand without having to have a wrench or anything. And we'll have two of these. And the way they look three-dimensionally is just about like that. I contemplated making this base a little bit wider. It's 2 inches wide as it is. So I think that's going to be plenty wide. We've got 2 inch length here and about an inch in between here. So that's going to be the layout of it. There's our three-dimensional appearance. We've got our Atlas Machine Shop logo in there that we'll cast into them. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. So that's what we've come up with. That's what we're going to do. And that's the project for the day, is to get this pattern done. So anyway, hopefully you found this a little bit interesting. Comments, suggestions, ideas, things you'd like to see in the future, why, leave them in the comments section for me below. And as always, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch.